All right, 49er Faithful, 49er Fam, 49er Gang. Just finishing up with y'all. Once again, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. Last video ended a little prematurely, but we'll finish up. At the end of the day, next up, week 11, we have a bye. Our bye is nice and late, which is a good thing. And then, we go ahead, we play the Rams. That's a dub. We play Buffalo. Buffalo has improved their offense a little bit, trading for Stephon Diggs. And, what I'm saying, their defense is still top 3 in the league. So that's going to be probably a little bit of a fight. Josh Allen is a mobile quarterback, and that is a big boy. So that's going to be a lot for us to have to deal with. And then we go ahead, we play Dallas. And right now, Dallas got enough problems trying to figure. I'm sorry, we don't play Dallas. We play Washington. Washington is going to have their number 2 pick, Chase Young, on the field. So we'll have to deal with that. But, what I'm saying, they got a couple other people that they have there. And last year we beat Washington 9-0 in a mud bowl, So I don't see why we can't go ahead and beat them again, And then we play Dallas. Now, to be honest with you, if we got to play Dak in Dallas, then okay, there's a little bit of a challenge. But if we have to play Andy Dalton, y'all seen we did Andy Dalton last year when he was in Cincinnati. I'm not worried. No. Then we got to go ahead and play Arizona at Arizona toward the end of the year. It's going to be either on December 26th or 27th. We don't, they have that one up in the air. It's got a TBD, to be determined on that one. And in the last game of the season, we got to play the Seahawks. That's another challenge. So to tell you the truth, man, the only teams I see right here that even pose any kind of a threat is going to be Seattle, New Orleans, and yeah, I'm not really seeing any other threats. I'm not afraid of the Rams. I'm not afraid of the Patriots, because there is no Tom Brady. These are things that I'm not bothered by. So y'all gotta remember, Dallas, the Rams, Seattle, New Orleans. Those are the only teams we face that had a top 10 offense. And then in the defense, New England, Buffalo, the Jets, Chicago, Dallas, and Philly. Now, we don't play Chicago. I apologize for even including them. I don't see that they are actually on our list. We played them in the preseason. I don't know why I didn't put them in there. So New England, Buffalo, the Jets, the Cowboys, and the Eagles all had a top 10 defense. Now, that's a beautiful thing, but at the end of the day, look at Dallas's record. They finished 8-8. Look at Philly. They finished 9-7 and barely scraped their way into the playoffs. What I'm saying? The Jets were abysmal. The Jets, they were 7-9. New England, they wound up going to the playoffs, but you see what happened when they ran into that freight train that is the Tennessee Titans and Derrick Henry. What I'm saying? Buffalo, same thing. One and done. Get into the playoffs, get kicked out. So at the end of the day, we still pose a threat to these teams more than they pose a threat to us. But those are the only real teams that really have anything to say. Not really much to say at all. New England's got to figure out what they're going to do with their quarterback. Dallas hasn't even signed Dak. I do believe they'll get him signed, or either he'll play under that franchise tag so he can walk next year, because he don't want to have it hanging over him. I understand there's certain types of rules where you have to make sure that you are playing a certain amount of games, which is why Melvin Gordon came back like mid-season, because I think you have to play at least 6 games to be eligible for unrestricted free agency. Depending on your time in the league, there's a lot of different parameters that work around that. So Dak will most likely definitely play, because he wants to make sure he don't wind up stuck in Dallas. He's already, felt slighted by that. And a lot of people are saying it's the money. But, the report that I heard that sounds probably the most viable is the fact that it's the number of years. When you're in the football, when you're in the league and you're playing football, the one thing that you have to understand is it's hard to get paid. They would rather go cheaper and younger than to pay you what you're worth and what you worked for. That's the saddest thing. Those contracts are not guaranteed. What I'm saying? They're riddled with all kinds of shit in them that you may not know, that that your agent may not have picked up on because he didn't read over it, particularly as great as you wanted him to. There's a whole bunch of things in there, man. There's a lot of incentives, everything. Excuse me, but at the end of the day, lots of times contract disputes come down to either length and or guaranteed dollars. You know what I'm saying? Kirk Cousins had a 3-year, $84 million contract that was fully guaranteed. So that means if he didn't play it down for those motherfuckers, they had to give him $84 million to do not a goddamn thing. And so far, they didn't pay that motherfucker most of that money, and he ain't done shit. So you got to think about it from that standpoint. Like, he didn't really give them much to work with, and he didn't do anything because why? He's Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a failure in the playoffs. Failure in the playoffs. I tell people all the time, there's great regular season quarterbacks, and there are, great playoff quarterbacks. I'd rather have a great playoff quarterback who can get through the regular season and scrape by. I don't care if you go 9-7 every damn year. If we get into the playoffs and you always win, why should I give two fucks what you're doing in the regular season? It doesn't matter to me. Because what people don't realize is Colin Kaepernick has a better playoff record than half of these people. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning was a great regular season quarterback. He actually sucked ass in the playoffs. He was not that great. Hell, his last Super Bowl was basically handed to him on a fucking silver platter by Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a situation where you have to be really smart about things. You have to understand how these things work. And you got to get your money while you can. So I can understand Dak's stance. Maybe it is, more money. Maybe it is, guaranteed dollars. Maybe it is the length of the contract. But whatever it is, they better figure that shit out because that's their quarterback. I can guarantee you, I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going anywhere with Andy Dalton. The motherfucker was in Cincinnati all them damn years and never did shit. He never took them to the promised land. They never even sniffed the AFC playoff game. The AFC championship game. They barely sniffed the playoffs. And y'all comfortable going into the season with Andy Dalton and him having to learn a whole new system because y'all feel like you have one of the stoutest offensive lines in the league? Fuck out of here, people. Don't think, do not believe the hype. Andy Dalton ain't gonna take the Dallas Cowboys no fucking where at all. You know what I'm saying? So all these teams that we face have established quarterbacks. As far as people that they know who will be on the field. You got Kyler Murray. He just started last year. He was a rookie, but that's the quarterback for the Cardinals. You got Sam Darnold. That's the quarterback for the Jets. You have Daniel Jones. He is now the quarterback for the Giants. Eli has retired. There's nobody looking over his shoulder. It's all up to him. He's got to get in there and do it. The established quarterback is Carson Wentz with the contingency plan that is Jalen Hurts. And I'm going to tell you right now, they say they got packages for Hurts. If Hurts started looking better than Wentz, let me tell you this. The biggest issue is when you have somebody come in and snatch your job like that is what do you do with the person that you initially are paying the money? Because you're not going to pay Carson Wentz, $20, $30, $40 million to sit his ass on the bench. That's what you're not about to do. The perfect example of this actually is over in Seattle with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson came in out of Northwestern or Wisconsin. I think he came out of Wisconsin. He went somewhere else. Cannot remember what college he went to. Please feel free to let me know if you know in the comments. Russell Wilson came out of college and was doubted because of his height. They said he didn't have the measurables, all kinds of shit. And Matt Flynn played in Aaron Rodgers' stead and played admirably and got a big-ass contract from Seattle. Russell took his job in training camp. Took it. Snatched his job right up from under him. Because that first year, Matt Flynn looked like hot fucking garbage, and they ain't go nowhere. And when Russell got drafted, Russell took his job, and the minute he took his job, they said, hey, give him his guaranteed money and get him the fuck out of here. We don't even need him to back him up. He's worthless. That's the perfect example of that. So with Carson, they want Carson to be that guy, but if you can't stay on the field, bro, this is a what have you done for me lately league, and if you don't do it, they will send your ass home. They do not give two fucks. Then you got Miami. We don't know if it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. We don't know if it's Tua. I'm not even going to try to say that name. If it's Tua. At the end of the day, I do believe it will be Ryan Fitzpatrick that is there. They're going to make Tua sit because he needs to learn and understand certain things in football. And Fitzpatrick kind of knows his journeyman mentality always tells him, They're gonna draft somebody to replace me. So I just need to get a good enough paycheck while I'm here, earn my shit, and get the fuck on. And I don't care about the rest. I can understand that. I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the Rams. Jared Goff is trash. So you might want to start looking for a quarterback, Rams, since you traded away your future and you still have not signed Jalen Ramsey. Traded away all those draft picks, got rid of pretty much damn near everybody on your roster just to try to make up for it, and you still haven't signed a guy and or paid. I don't know. I better figure that one out. Because I don't think he's going to want to play under a franchise tag. You see what happened when he was with the Jags. Just saying. So then, you know what I'm saying, New England, we don't know. Brian Hoyer, Jared Stidham, some random ass guy we don't know that Belichick had snuck, put in the stash because when he tried to switch over to Jimmy G, Brady vetoed that, went right to Robert and complained and cried and said, no, we're not going to do that. Next thing you know, Jimmy's over there with us. Then, of course, you got Seattle. That's Russell, baby. You got to respect that man. That man got a ring, and that man, he take their ass to the playoffs damn near every fucking year. You cannot knock Mr. Wilson. I don't care who you are or how you feel. If you know football, you must respect greatness. I never really cared for Kobe Bryant. I never did. But I respect his legacy. I can tell you that. When that man was on, that was the closest thing to Jordan. The closest thing to Jordan. You will never find another player like Jordan. But if you want to get close, Kobe Bryant is your guy. You know why? He had killer instinct. Kobe wanted to go for the throat. He did not want to play you and be your friend. Kobe wanted to rip your fucking head off, and most of the time he would. Kobe was that damn good. And here's a little trivia. Somebody put in the comments who Kobe Bryant was drafted by. Who he actually was drafted by. Please do that. Put in the comments who he was really drafted by. Because I know. And I tell you right now, people better get this right. If Dre see this video or hear my comments, I know he'll get it right. You know what I'm saying? I know he will. But moving on rapidly, you got Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. That's an established quarterback. Doesn't matter that he got Jordan Love breathing down his neck, because Love is nowhere near the quarterback Aaron Rodgers is, and I don't even know if he'll even get anywhere near that level throughout his whole career. A-Rod's a great quarterback. He is. He's a really good quarterback. He can't fuck with us because we whoop his ass every time, and he's still crying and pissy because we took Alex over him so many years ago. Maybe if he got his ass over that, he might be able to focus on the shit and try to win the game. But moving on from that, New Orleans, Drew Brees. Everybody passed on Drew Brees when he left San Diego, man. Said he was going to be shit. He wasn't nothing. He was hot garbage, all that. Drew Brees was making things happen. Still getting paid, too. He's got his own little QB situation. They signed Jameis Winston to a 1-year deal. They still got Taysom Hill there. Teddy Bridgewater is now over with the Carolina Panthers, so that's a little bit different, but established quarterback. We got Buffalo, Josh Allen, new face, but established quarterback. That's their quarterback of the future. That's who they rolling with. We got Washington. As of right now, it is Dwayne Haskins' team. You see Alex Smith. If you haven't seen the little E60 on him, man, it was definitely a great movie, great show. Alex is trying to make a comeback, man. That man went through a lot. Had a flesh-eating, bacteria trying to go up his leg and take his leg, and I don't know how many surgeries. I think it's anywhere from 15 to 20. The man went through a lot. But he's on the mend. He's trying to make a comeback. So right now, that's still Dwayne Haskins' team. But Ron Rivera didn't draft Dwayne Haskins, so you never know how long that can last. And then that's pretty, and then next thing you know, Dallas. If they don't get Dak signed and they roll into the season with Andy Dalton, that Cowboy fans, you can kiss it goodbye. Andy Dalton is not taking you anywhere near the promised land. He doesn't know what it looks like. He doesn't understand how to. No. You people don't be believing the hype. That man ain't taking you nowhere. I don't give a shit what he did while he was there. I don't care about his record in the regular season. Did he turn it into playoff wins? Did he turn any of them into a Super Bowl? Has he even been to an AFC Championship game? He didn't even get out of the fucking wild card. So I don't want to hear nothing about no damn Andy Dalton. Period. Nothing. till Andy Dalton starts winning playoff games and at least puts the Super Bowl ring on his finger that he helped win, I'm not believing in that cat. But at the end of the day, guys, that's it, man. 16-0, 15-1 at best, and we'll take it one game at a time, as we did last year, and we'll get right back to the Super Bowl. No hangover for us, baby. We're going right back. And if KC, can get through the AFC and be there, it would be a beautiful thing. I want them. I want them to come back. It'd be a nice thing to start a rivalry because we have traded so many damn players. You know what I'm saying? I.e. mostly quarterbacks. And one wide receiver that I know of, A.J. Jenkins, who magically learned how to play a little bit of football when he went over there. Punk motherfucker couldn't catch a ball when we drafted his ass. He wasn't worth shit. Magically, he go to Kansas City, and this motherfucker knows how to catch. We traded Joe Montana when we wanted Steve Young to start, and we traded Alex Smith when we wanted to move on from him and have Kaepernick take over the reign. So we work with KC when it comes to trading things, especially big name quarterbacks, but that's pretty much it, y'all. 15-1, 16-0. It's either or. We should not be losing any games to these teams. We are too good. We are way too good. You know what I'm saying? We face we face 5 teams that had, at least 10 wins or more. You know what I'm saying? Green Bay, New Orleans 13-3, New England was 12-4, Seattle was 11-5, and Buffalo was 10-6. Everybody else was not at 10 wins. You know what I'm saying? So, I apologize. And then Seattle at 11-5. So we got this. We just gotta focus. We gotta stay right. We gotta be ready, and we gotta go out there and take these wins and snatch souls of people and make it happen. Y'all stay faithful. Y'all stay blessed. Have a good evening.